Hello everyone, it's Vivi and welcome to a short, sort of little update video. The release of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road's offline mode is getting postponed. Thing is, we never had a day and date precise release date. All the information we had prior to this was a winter release. As we get closer and closer to the spring season, naturally fans start to wonder what the heck is going on. Dark Road's PR team on Twitter shared the following. The update for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road, which was scheduled to be released this winter, will now take a little longer to release due to the addition of a major scenario to the story. From his younger days to his days as a master, we ask that you wait for this tale that tells the past of Xehanort. And with that, the team shared some new shots from this upcoming update. The one in the Keyblade Graveyard, we have the Master of Masters and young Xehanort. One major difference between this scene and Remind, in Dark Road, he appears to not be wearing his coat. He has it laying right next to him. Either he's planning to wear it, or this could be when he decides to ditch the black coat, as the Master of Masters presumed in Remind. If not for ditching the coat, this scene in Dark Road is when they meet for the first time. A distortion of light, if you will. I mean, this could mean anything. As for the second one, top right, we have Xehanort wielding the Keyblade that was first passed down to Luxu by the Master of Masters, the scene we had in back cover. As for when exactly he gets this Keyblade looking at Xehanort, some like to call this the Goat Keyblade, others go by the no-name we saw in back cover. Well, back to what I was saying, we hope this story update will explain how Xehanort ends up getting this Keyblade. All we know right now is that this Keyblade was hanging up on the wall. Are we to believe that Odin, their master and teacher in Dark Road, was its wielder at some point? Secret Report 11 in Kingdom Hearts 3 has Luxu mention how he'd passed down his Keyblade to one of the 5 Union leaders. That is yet to be shown, if ever. Speaking of passing down Keyblades, there's one scene I want to go back to looking at Union Cross's finale. Brain ending up in Scala at Kylum. Now why am I putting emphasis on Brain in this scene? Well, it has to do with the idea of ancestry. Secret Report 2 in KH3, Xehanort explains that Ericus is a blue blood, descended from the very first masters in the Age of Fairy Tales. Some might perhaps imagine Brain's Master's Defender being passed down to Ericus. From what we see here, yes, he eventually gets to wield it. Going off Xehanort's statement in Secret Report number 2 in KH3, are we looking at an ancestor passing down the Master's Defender from one generation to the next? We tend to think that Brain is Ericus's ancestor because of their, resemblance. Yes, Brain did give the Master's Defender to Ephemer, but remember, Ephemer did say that he would hold on to both the Keyblade and the Book of Prophecies for now. If by any chance Brain retrieved the Master's Defender later in Scala, then Brain could be Ericus's ancestor, who then passed down the Keyblade. Another question while at it. If Brain was his ancestor, then how do we explain Luxu looking like Brain? He used him as a vessel? Perhaps. If Luxu took over Brain, his heart, Brain's heart, was most likely sent to the future. Looking back at this scene from the Union Cross finale, one might think that Luxu took his body and sent Brain's heart on its merry way to the future. And now with his hat as the medium in Scala and memories of him being present in Scala, Brain was able to reform himself. So basically we are dealing with 2 brains. Anyway, that was just a little refresher. And now, we have what appears to be a tense moment between these two. Ericus tells Xehanort, "It appears that you and I have a different view on things." This could perhaps be a slight reference to one of the secret reports in Birth by Sleep, number 8 to be precise. Lines that capture our attention are, "He has persuaded himself that light is the only way, but forgets that light cannot exist without shadow. Ericus and I did not see eye to eye." The eye to eye part is very similar to the line of dialogue we have here. This moment could be what he's referring to in that secret report in Birth by Sleep. Looking at the last screenshot, it says 64 years later. Xehanort could be asking the magic mirror questions, perhaps trying to reflect on his life by asking the mirror whatever question he has on his mind. 64 years later could also fall within the timeline of Birth by Sleep. So I think I've said plenty for this little update video, and with that being said, I will leave it at that. If you have your own theory, questions, or anything of such sort, feel free to leave it in the comments section below, and as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.